Hello everyone, my name's Blee and welcome to the Because Cars YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. In this video I'm going to try and explain to you what Because Cars is and give you a bit of an overview into me and why I think I am able to take on this project basically. This is my first sort of time doing this, so you might have to bear with me. I'm using what I can and it's not going to be perfect, but hopefully I can put something together at the end of it. So as I said, my name is Blee and I'm 23 and from the UK, if you couldn't have guessed. And the whole basis of this Because Cars thing is because I love cars. Ever since I was a child I've loved them, and I'm going to try and finally turn my passion into a sort of career. That's the goal, obviously. And see where it goes from there. So why has it taken me to 23 to sort of start pursuing this dream? Well, there's a few reasons really. Firstly, I'm autistic. You might not be able to tell, which is good. Well, that sounds harsh, but it's quite difficult for people to tell that I am, but it expresses itself in the form of anxiety, which when you're trying to upload things onto the internet, regardless of what it is, it causes issues. So that's the first reason. I mean, it's quite a big reason, but I'm hoping that now I'm 23 I feel like I'm able to tackle these challenges head on, and I'm in the best position I've ever been in to sort of crack on with this. It's not only anxiety, but self-confidence. They're sort of interlinked, but it's quite difficult when you're filled with anxiety to go, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to put a video out, I'm going to put something online. It doesn't really work because you're constantly self-doubting, and it's a really difficult thing to overcome. But like I say, I think I'm ready to tackle that head on, and hopefully I can finally produce something. So that's the first reason. There's a lot more to my background, and I'm not going to go into it all because that'd take far too long. Maybe if this project works, I'll go into it at a later date. But yeah, there's a lot to me. Second of all, like a lot of people in the UK, you're sort of taught to pursue a career, a sort of a more mainstream job, something that's steady, something that's reliable, something that's going to give you a good pension. And I sort of latched onto this idea of a career, and I did pursue it for sort of 2.5 years. I think I was at my apprenticeship. But I sort of quickly realised that it was never going to work for me because I hated 9 till 5 office jobs, especially when it was something I wasn't very interested in. I was a civil engineer, and whilst there's worse jobs, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was busy pursuing this dream job, this career, and I was sat there and I just thought, right, I've had enough of this. I need to do something. I need to change. So what was that change? Well, I quit my job, basically. Quit my job to go to university. So that was, I quit my job last July, so I had to do a foundation year because I didn't have the UCAS points, which, if you don't know, you need a certain amount of points from your previous qualifications to go to university in the UK, and I didn't have that many UCAS points, so I had to do a foundation year, and that's finished in this summer. So I've had a few months off, and now I'm about to go into my first year of actual studying what I wanted to do. The course I'm doing is called magazine journalism, and it kicks off tomorrow actually, but I don't know when this is going to go out. It kicks off on Monday. I quit my job to pursue my dream basically. I want to put as much time and as much effort into this Because Cars thing as possible, because at the end of my degree I want to be able to go, right, I've been doing this for 3 years off my own back now. A job's going to hopefully approach me. I'm not going to have to try and find a job, or even better, I'll be able to work off my own back. So that's sort of the premise of this Because Cars thing. I don't want my future to rest on my grades basically, because I in the past I've not done massively well academically, and I don't want to be in a position in 3 years where I go, now what am I going to do? Yeah, which wouldn't be ideal. So that's a very brief overview of sort of my background, and how I've got to where I am today, which is sat in my university bedroom. So what is this Picasso thing all about? Well, Like I say, I don't want my grades to dictate my future, which meant that earlier on this summer, probably about 2 months ago in fact, I actually put this because cars thing into action. It'd been an idea in my head for a few years, but I decided I was finally going to do it. And a lot of people might think, well, what have you done? You've not really done much. I can see where they're coming from, because on the surface, I've not done a massive amount, but what I have done, I have learnt a lot already in a very short amount of time. Predominantly over the last 2 months, I've been concentrating on uploading content onto a website called DriveTribe. You may have heard of it, you may not have. It's a social media platform. It's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if I'd class it as a social media site, but essentially anybody can go on there and post, which is obviously an amazing thing for me to be able to do, is to post my content onto a website. Because as most journalists, they'll never be able to get any views, but actually I could bang my stuff on this website and hang on, I've got thousands of views. So it's great, and it's actually done really well. It's been a real good thing for my confidence. So I'm hoping if I've set this up, I'll be able to overlay some images of my DriveTribe account. I'm not going to try and, I don't know if I'm going to try and look at the screen at the same time as talking to you, because that's going to come out a bit weird, I think. But basically, I post under the name Because Cars, as I am doing here on YouTube and on Instagram. And in a little over a month, I have done just under 280,000 views on here, which is a lot, and I never expected to do that well. So I don't know how many posts I've done. 15 posts, 280,000 views. That's amazing. It's more than I ever thought. Obviously some posts have done a lot better than others. I've got the last one I did has got 300 views, but that was never meant to get many views. And then there's another one with 117,000. But it's a great thing for me to do, and it's a great thing to start with, and I'm really happy with how it's gone. I'm going to keep trying to post on there regularly. Once or twice a week's my aim. Obviously with university starting, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but hopefully I'll be able to do it. And alongside that, I want to be trying to upload to YouTube, because Cars is hopefully going to track my progress as I go from here, which is pretty much nothing apart from some posts on the internet, to becoming an actual car journalist, or whatever, influencer, something or other. I want to actually track my progress, document what happens, so that people can see it and go, oh hang on, that's not quite as romantic or as easy as they make it out to be, because I'm fairly sure it's going to be really hard work, which is fine because I'm ready for a challenge. I don't expect it to be handed to me on a plate, but yeah, this is going to be, hopefully people are going to be interested to follow this journey. If I was on YouTube, I'd watch it. That's the reason I'm doing it. But we'll see. Because like I say, I've loved cars all my life, and it's always this mythical world of press launches, flying out, driving this. How does that happen? How do you get to the position where you're invited? How does a press launch work? How do you get a car lent to you by a car company? These are all things that, to me, I've always wondered, and I want to document me getting into the industry, because it's going to be interesting, I think, because all of these things, I've got no idea how they work. I've got no idea how this is going to work. It's all completely new to me, and I want, in 3 years' time, when I graduate, I want to be able to look back, or maybe 5 years, look back and go, wow, look where we started and look where we are now. At the moment I've got a GoPro on a box, filming me probably really badly, because it's a wide angle lens, I think, so you can see my microphone, you can see a giraffe, you can see all of my bedroom. I've got no backdrop. I've got I'm starting with nothing. I'm making the most of what I've got, but part of that is there's no point in me spending $5,000 on a fancy setup, because I wouldn't know how to use it. But I thought I should start, because there's no point in me starting in 3 years' time when I've already done all of this hard work, because the hard work, I think, is what makes it interesting. It's not just me turning up and it's all there. It's going to be hard work. I'm starting with nothing, so hopefully I'll be able to make something out of the footage I've recorded today. Talking of hard work, I did all this yesterday, but it turns out I used some wrong software and I couldn't import my audio into Adobe, so I've had to do it again today, which is fine. I think it's going to come out better today. But that's the sort of lesson that I'm having to learn at the moment. It's real basic stuff. I'm starting from scratch here. So hopefully I'm going to put some car content up soon on this channel. I really want to. I want to get involved in all that. But I need to get another camera first, because one GoPro is good for this sort of thing. I can use like a webcam, I guess. But actually when you're filming in a car and you have to keep stopping to turn the camera around so you can film myself or the road, it's a nightmare. It just doesn't work. So yeah, I'm going to put some links somewhere to my Drive Tribe account. I don't know how, probably in the video or in the description, and to my Instagram. So if anybody finds this video who isn't already following me, which will be amazing, please feel free to check out those links. It will be very much appreciated, and possibly subscribe. But for the time being, I'm not expecting anything. I'm doing this for my own gain as much as I'm doing it for anything else. So yeah, I think that's everything. Stay tuned. I think this is going to be an interesting journey, and I'm excited to share it with people. As much as I'm anxious about it, I'm excited. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.